We are live. Hello. Okay, let's check. Is the microphone working? Why don't I feel like the microphone's working? Hello. Uh-oh. 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 Let's see. This is a sec. Can you hear me? Because I don't see the little. Let's check levels. Okay. Okay. Well, let's find out. This is fun. Who doesn't love? Can you hear me? Will you just type yes or no in the chat? I just need to know if this is working or not. Fabulous. Okay. The little microphone thing at the bottom, when you do a live stream, there's a microphone at the bottom, and usually it goes green in like the bubbles. And today it is not doing that. So I just want to make sure, you can hear me before I start the live today. I'm so excited about this topic. This is probably one of my favorite topics. It is all about how to micro declutter, because micro decluttering is like the best way to kind of stop that declutter overwhelm. So let's like get this idea in your head, right? You are decluttering and it like gets super high energy. You get really overwhelmed and you just stop, right? So you've taken out all of the things in the kitchen. You've removed all of these other like components in your house. You've started to group things. You've made a pile of stuff that you're ready to get rid of. And now you look at the mess and you're like, I'm done. If that sounds like you, 'cause I've been there so many times, then I would suggest the strategy called micro decluttering. It is a completely different way to declutter if those giant room organizing things just don't sit right with you. If you're like, I can't do this, I can't make it happen, then I want you to try micro decluttering. And with this micro decluttering, how you do this entire process is we start with one specific area of your home. Oh my goodness, and the dog is here. Yeah. Hi, puppy. So with the micro decluttering, we start with one specific area. It's like gonna set down all my stuff. One specific area, like a corner of the counter or one drawer in your kitchen. Like I'm talking small. This is micro decluttering. And you start in that one area, that one spot, that one whatever. And then um set your timer for like 15 minutes max, because typically when we get that overwhelm or we get that like procrastination or decision fatigue, 15 minutes is about all you can really stomach, which is why we start with a very small space. We start with the uh like a drawer. Okay, we're going to start with like not the junk drawer. We're not going to start with it. We can start with like papers on the countertop, or we're going to start with the kitchen utensil drawer, because there's not much that like needs to go, but some things still do. So sit. Oh my goodness. So we're going to start with that one area. You're going to set your timer for 15 minutes and you're just going to remove the stuff you don't use. That's it. Like if taking out things is too overwhelming, you don't have to. You can just remove the things you know you don't use. That's it. You don't need to sit and sort through all of the stuff. You don't need to like worry about when was the last time I used this, because you're just going to visually see like this is just taking up space. I haven't done this. And so you can remove it from the space versus taking everything out and putting back the things that you need. If you're like, well, I use everything in the drawer, then that's when you can do okay, I'm going to take it all out and just put back the stuff that I need and start with that. It's, oh my goodness, this dog. I am sorry. Um, the kids were supposed to entertain him. Obviously, they are done taking care of the dog. So that's what we're going to start with. And that is why it is micro decluttering, because you're going to do these small 15-minute declutters every day. Some other strategies to micro declutter are using like emptying the dishwasher. So when you're emptying the dishwasher and like you open a drawer or a cabinet to like put away plates and you see like, okay, I have an excessive amount of glasses for, drinking. Maybe I can declutter them right now. And so that's what you do. Like you finish emptying the dishwasher, you don't put the cups away, you quickly pull out all of the glasses that you don't use, and that boom, you have all this space. Or the water bottles. I mean, how many water bottles are we collecting right now in our cabinets or drawers that could easily be decluttered really quickly? There are a lot, I am sure. I've seen it from so many subscribers and followers, and I really am encouraging you to try this method of micro decluttering. Now, I have a workbook that I created. Stop it. It's a micro decluttering workbook, and the workbook like walks you through how to micro declutter. Stop it. Walks you through how to micro declutter with like checklists and habit trackers. You can get it at $7 down below. You can get it where you're watching this video. If that is something that interests you, like if you need something tangible in order to like truly master the art of micro decluttering. Otherwise, you can listen to the podcast that just came out on Wednesday. And that is all about micro decluttering and how you can do that in your home to stop the organizing overwhelm. It's been like a huge topic because not everybody wants a rainbow color coded pantry. Not everyone wants to take out all of their stuff and decide like, does this bring me joy? That doesn't work with everyone. And if you are one of those people, that is okay. There are so many ways to declutter and there are so many ways to organize that it doesn't have to be this one size fits all. And that's where I really have found micro decluttering to be super helpful in regards to removing the unwanted stuff and really keeping things tidy and easier on your end for when you actually go and do the declutter and do the micro like the micro moments of time where you remove the things that you don't need or that aren't really benefiting you. So that is micro decluttering, just kind of in a nutshell. So if you are like, okay, gung ho already, like I'm going to do this, that is amazing. And I want you to start like right now while I'm talking, just like jump in, pick one spot that is easy to declutter in this moment right now. Maybe it's your kitchen counter. Maybe your kids just came home from school and they dumped all of their stuff on the kitchen counter. Go through that. Just declutter it right now before dinner, before you start making dinner, before you have to go to activities or friends' houses or whatever it is. Just take that 15 minutes and declutter that like one area, that one space. So it's not like such a stressful like time, such a stressful activity for you. So I have a couple of questions too that were asked in regards to last week's podcast. I need to pull those up. Here we go. Let's see. What last week I wrote them down and that was really helpful. I think I need to write them down. I am a big paper pencil type of person. Conquering clutter with declutter questions. Here we go. That was last week. If you didn't get a chance to watch last week, then I will link below in the comments on YouTube so you can see or click or watch that one as well. Along with this week's podcast episode, I'll do that after the live is over so you can see those as well. Okay, here we go. So the first declutter question we're going to answer, which is kind of funny, declutter question. Yeah. So our first question we're going to chat about is, when using the declutter questions, is it beneficial to go through all of the questions or just use some for, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. The dog likes the springy door stopper. He thinks it's fun to bang it. This is what you get when you get puppies. So when it comes to the declutter questions, do you have to go through all of the declutter questions in order for them to be effective, is how I'm reading that question. I hope that's the way that you meant it. And if so, I would say no. Like, you don't need all the declutter questions. You just need some. You need some for certain areas of your home. Like, your kitchen could like have totally different questions than your closet, because sometimes, like, you aren't going to wear a sweater like this in the middle of summer. So, have I worn it in the past, month or whatever, doesn't necessarily apply to your closet. It might be, have I worn it in the last year? Have I excuse me, have I used this past season? That might be a better way to frame that particular question for seasonal decor. You don't put your Christmas tree. I mean, I do know people that keep their Christmas tree up all year. I'm not judging. But if you don't, and you haven't put up your Christmas stuff, but you're using the declutter questions that we talked about last week, then maybe you need to, like, okay, have I used these Christmas items this past season, instead of focusing on a specific time frame of when you used a particular item. Second thing with the declutter questions, they are meant to kind of be some, like, your background voice, like, that you keep asking yourself, is this fact? Is this true? Is this how I do things? I would say use those questions as, like, just put them on repeat so they kind of get embedded in your head, and it's not just, well, have I used this? Like, because that's a basic question we always go to. We always go to, have I used this? Is this something that's necessary? Is, like, do I wear this? Those are the basic questions. So really focusing on finding more depth in your questions is going to help you a lot, because it's going to be easier to remove the unwanted stuff from your home because you're going into more depth. You are discussing more with yourself about particular items. So I would say use them kind of as like a jumping off point, and then pick your favorite ones and then keep using those. But sometimes some declutter questions might be really beneficial in particular areas of your house, which is why I personally keep it in my declutter caddy. So whenever I go and, like, okay, I'm going to do a big declutter, not a micro declutter, but I do have those questions in my micro declutter workbook. So using those questions and really, like, focusing on how and when you use and enjoy and appreciate and really, like, love the stuff that's in your home, because that is the entire goal of decluttering. It has nothing to do with, like, minimalism or, like, keeping up with anybody. It's solely about you being comfortable in your home. And the goal of, like, life, for me at least, is just to find stuff that I love, that I know, like, brings me joy. I guess I'm going to use that word. I don't always like that because I feel like that's very, like, Marie Kondo. And nothing against Marie Kondo. I just have not found her methods beneficial for me as a person, but that doesn't mean that they aren't beneficial to others. I'm very big on like organizing needs to work for you, not anybody else. So just because like your favorite organizing influencer is saying something doesn't mean it like is fact for the world. Whoa. um, so yay. Oh my gosh, you can see the dog hair flying around. Um, he needs to go to the groomer. All right. I didn't get another question over on Spotify. If you this week have a question regarding micro declutter, put it in the poll on Spotify so we can discuss it next Friday. I am playing around with times. So I might actually try and put up a poll about times for live here on YouTube. So if you could fill that out after this live, then so you can catch it, be here, we can chat, we can talk more about all of the things. But this week it was it was a light week on questions. You can also email me with any questions that you want covered on the live, which I would love to like chat and like dissect and go through all of the fun things that you might be wondering, or you want clarification on, or you need ideas, inspiration. Share them all with me so we can get more things answered and discussed here on the live. So I am going to end for today, and I will be back next week. If you want to know the exact time, make sure that you are on my email list. I send out the link and the time that we are going live. I will also be posting on YouTube as well. So make sure to subscribe so you can be up to date and know everything that's going on when School of Organizing goes live and all that other fun stuff. So I will see you next week. And we have another great podcast. We have some really great blog articles coming out. And I just want to make sure you get all of those. So make sure that you subscribe so you never miss anything from School of Organizing and me, the Organized Mama. I will see you next week.